This is Face the Music, a pre-ELO song-by-song podcast. Episode -020, Looking On. What's that song all about?
Looking On is the title track and first cut on the Move's third studio album, and the first with new member Jeff Lynne, released on December the 11th, 1970. In 1970, Move bassist Rick Price said in New Musical Express,
In the studio, we did one of our stage songs, Looking On, and it came out so well. There's a chance it could end up as a 12.5-minute single.
Al Clark wrote in the December of 1970 issue of Beat Instrumental,
And though I have a fairly strong aversion to sitar rock, their use of the instrument on Looking On is just about the best compliment this imaginatively developed and sinister little song could have.
In December 1976, Joel Bellman wrote in Trouser Press number 17,
Lynne's compositions, such as Looking On, and especially What, sound far more like classic ELO than the nondescript disco sludge of Evil Woman. There are also some embarrassing attempts to rip off Beatle tricks, a totally unnecessary reverse drum track in the middle of Looking On.
Would you look at that?
Hi, I'm Eric Winsenson.
I'm Eric Paul Johnson.
And diving headfirst into the Move's third album, Looking On. So I think we're past Carl Wayne, finally, and we're moving on with Jeff Lynne.
I'm not going to say for sure, because every time I do, then he pops up again.
Well, right now we're in Jeff Lynne territory.
Yes.
What's going on here is Roy Wood really likes that hard rock sound that he discovered back on Shazam towards the end of the album, and is bringing it back again. And more successfully this time because, well, of course, Jeff Lynne's helping produce this thing. And it's also 1970s, so a few things have improved in trying to get stereo to be more than in two speakers. So, title track begins with some more guitar and stuff, goes into a drum solo, a sitar solo, and a bass solo. All that stuff at the end, that's bass. That's Rick Price.
Okay.
The reason I know that is because Chris Squire often did the same thing. So there are ways of making your bass sound very, very interesting. After Roy's done with his guitars and his sitars and abusing that poor oboe, I had to look up what that was because I'm going, what the heck is that? Oh, that's supposed to be an oboe? It sounded like some of the Middle Eastern instruments on there, which is probably what he was trying to do. Probably couldn't find one, and so, we'll grab an oboe.
Yeah.
Do I know how to play an oboe? Do I know how to play a cello? Doesn't matter.
Never stopped me before.
As for the song, I know I like the longer songs a lot of times. I love the instrumentation on it, and I'm usually with you there on the sitar stuff. This time it's actually good. This time it's not just sitting there plunking away at it. It has a musical reason for being there. And if you didn't know it was a sitar, you might have had to look it up and try and guess what the instrument was, because it sounds a little bit like a harpsichord, especially since it's kind of like a classical jazz hybrid that they're playing at that point. I like the song for the most part. My problem is the first part, the non-instrumental part, because the way that the vocals are presented, I should have looked at the lyrics before we came on here, but...
I did.
Okay, I'll let you go into the lyrics.
A couple of minutes ago, but yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is that the way that they were put in there, it just didn't seem like there was any cohesion to the actual singing. There's great instrumentation and everything. I really like the hard rock guitars, even though it sounds like he's got one tone for it.
Yeah.
And he keeps revisiting. Don't Make My Baby Blue. Read one of the reviews that said that he's imitating Ozzy on this, and I hear absolutely no Ozzy whatsoever in his voice. But so I have no idea where somebody's coming with that. But it's one of those where you're enjoying the music and everything, but when it comes to, what are they singing? What are they doing? It just kind of slips off. It's like it was oiled up like somebody at a Diddy party and just slid right out of my mind.
Well, one of the things that I've been looking forward to when we cover the move is getting to the Jeff Lynne years. And I'm still looking forward to that.
At some point, Jeff Lynne will actually show up with some vocals. He's piano and guitar on this.
You know, I'm weeks ahead in the song facts, and the first time Jeff Lynne actually, one of his songs appears is the song What? That's a couple weeks away. Yes, What?
Huh?
No, not huh, what? A lot of bad things came out of the 70s. Lime green polyester leisure suits. The oversaturation of disco. Eric Winsenson. Yeah. And the long song. This is another big reason why I'm not really crazy about long songs. There are a lot of reasons in here. Just to start with, it's not my kind of music. It's never been my kind of music. Well, it's late 60s, early 70s hard rock, and I've never been big on that. But then it goes into the other reasons why I'm not a fan of long songs. The sitar solo. We've well established I do not like sitar solos. But the first sitar solo is like, I like this. This is nice. This is good. And he does it, and then it goes away. That was good. Good. You did it. Now just leave it alone. Don't pick it up again. Don't. You're picking. He's doing another sitar solo. You just ruined it. That other sitar solo, you went too far. Too much. You should have left it alone at that.
But it is broken up with a drum solo.
I don't mind that drum solo. I mean, Bevan...
I don't mind it either.
Bevan's pretty good. But... and it's not 18 minutes like in Inagata-Davida or something. So...
Yeah.
And the electric guitar solo. I liked that first one. That was good. And I thought, that's good. Oh, that was great. Now you did your guitar solo. Don't come back. Don't come down. Don't. Oh my God, you're plugging into the wah-wah pedal. Ah, damn it. And there's that second guitar solo. And then the other thing with the long song. This thing is 8 minutes long. And it's like, well, we've done our sitar solo and our guitar solo and our drum solo. And then we did another sitar solo, another guitar solo. Oboes! Let's just play oboes and overdub them and just blast away on them, sort of like Gomez Adams, who also does not know how to play an oboe when he's trying to charm a snake out of a basket. So, no, there's nothing about this song that I like. I did hear references to later ELO, just very slight. There's the little piano flourishes that remind me of the ones that were on parts of In Old England Town.
You better cling, 'cause it's the done thing.
And of course the oboes, well, it made me think of Look at Me Now from the first album. But I'm not adding this to a playlist. I don't want to hear it again after I finish putting together this episode.
I'm starting to notice a pattern with a move.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're doing a cover or they're doing their own song. It's big, huge rocking thing at the beginning, and then get off and do some sort of prog at the end. Some of them fit.
Yeah.
Some of them don't.
Yes.
And this one I don't think does. I think we got 2 different songs here.
That could very well be.
Yeah, that instrumental part, if they just wanted to take that as a song, I know now we're at the opposite of Fields of People for you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, we take that whole instrumental portion after he's done with the words, and we got an interesting song there. It's also only about 2 or 3 minutes long at that point, so that's probably a little bit better for you. But it's starting to sound more and more like there's a pattern of take this part, and then we'll do some interesting stuff at the end.
Or attempt interesting.
Well, so far from me, they're succeeding instrumentally.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I'm starting to feel like we've been here before.
Yes.
So, can we go someplace else? I mean, I do like ice cream, but it's chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, or you swirl them together. That's all we've got.
Did you know there's a chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream?
And where Roy Wood's sitting there going, nah.
Yeah.
How about I take some vanilla and chocolate and mix it with some strawberry? Oh.
We did that already.
Okay.
Looking on, there are going to be some move songs that I will rave about.
I'm sure I'm going to like a lot more. I'm just starting to feel like we're in a rut again.
Yeah.
Well, now I am going to do a Who quote.
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Here's another public service feature.
Bobby, hop on your computer. Now back to the podcast.
Yeah, lyrically, there are parts of it that kind of make sense. Oh, may it not be so. See me looking down, I'm just looking on. And then there are parts... get you in, but tried enough to keep you be. Give you in to take a ... which is unintelligible, because I looked at many lyric sites, and they couldn't figure out what was said there. That you will be.
So it wasn't just my brain.
No, it wasn't your brain. Give you in, but see you as they all smile down. Get you in that meet you as they all cry now.
What language you speak?
So, Roy Wood, I'd say he'd be the nominee for the Republican Party this year if he kept talking like that.
Well, yeah, we have that last part where we just kind of sit there and sway.
That's right. That long, extended part where all we can do is sway, because...
Yeah. But now, this actually shows that it wasn't my brain. I'm sitting there going, why isn't any of this staying and sticking? And because there's nothing there.
No, there really isn't.
It sounds like he used a guide vocal, where you just kind of come up with words to fill in the spaces until you come up with the real song.
Maybe this is what inspired Jeff Lynne to write, what? I don't know. Maybe he just wrote those words down to hold the spot until he came up with something better, but he ran out of time. We got to start recording now. Okay, all I got is to be here, there, where you see, I be, you be.
Phenomena.
Do.
Got something to say about looking on? Well, call the telephone line voicemail.
623-850-3375. Call now.
Face the Music, a pre-ELO song-by-song podcast, is a production of Radio Trolla Entertainment, Assorted Deli Meats Amalgamated. You can contact us by voicemail at 623-850-3375 or email us at eloftmpodcast@gmail.com and we'll read and reply to it on the show. Keep up to date by joining our Facebook group and spread the word by sharing the link or giving us a quick rating on iTunes. Subscribe to our YouTube page, the Electric Light Orchestra Podcast channel, to hear other goodies. You can financially support the podcast at patreon.com/ELOpod or PayPal using the podcast's email address, or send a check or money order to P.O. Box 1932, Superior, Arizona 85173. Next episode, -0. 1-9 Turkish Tram Conductor Blues.